Pirates, the swashbuckling, booty-stealing sailor mouths who are loyal to a fault to their captain and crew. At least, that's what 21st century media will tell you. If you don't already know, historical pirates don't act the way they do in the movies. But how accurate a movie isn't what the meat and bones of this is about. Rather, why changes to figures and ideas were made in the romanticization of pirates in the 21st century. Subject 1. Anne Bonny and Mary Read. Anne Bonny and Mary Read are famous for their role in defining the status quo as women in the field of piracy. Now, most people probably know Anne Bonny and Mary Read from the hit game series Assassin's Creed Black Flag and their role in the story of that game. The real Bonny and Read were quite similar to their Black Flag counterparts in the sense that Bonny and Read are women and they are pirates. Black Flag does a good enough job in Bonny and Read's personalities being accurate to the historical articles talking about Bonny and Read. But because Black Flag is a video game, Bonny and Read are characters used as plot devices in a sense so the game doesn't go into the past of Bonny and Read, like what the two icons were doing before they went into piracy, or what they even did as pirates. To put it in short, Bonny and Read were both raised as boys, meaning that they did things boys would do in the early 18th century, learning how to sail and be part of a crew, obviously being the focal point of their early lives. Bonny and Read's story is inspiring with a tragic ending to their tale. Anne Bonny and Mary Read in Black Flag is similar to Leonardo da Vinci in Assassin's Creed 2. Good characters and accurate personality-wise, but their actions in the game is not true and didn't happen in history. It is important that we know the history behind Anne Bonny and Mary Read because it has more impact that real historical figures are in a game like Black Flag and allows for historians to further their research into topics such as naval history of pirates and can be taken seriously in the historical community. Subject 2. Captain Ward. Captain Jack Ward is Captain Jack Sparrow, at least the inspiration for Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is what you think of when you think of a pirate captain in the 21st century, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, as I said before, there was a person like Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Ward. Not much is said about Ward other than an account about Ward written by Andrew Barker, a master of a ship who was taken prisoner by Captain Ward. Here, Barker talks about his findings about Captain Ward while he was taken prisoner. He talks about how Ward was a fisherman turned fighter before he became a pirate. When Ward eventually turned to piracy, as Barker states, Ward picked his crew from a group of volunteers who had the same thinking and views as himself. Ward let his crew be a democracy, and the crew all voted for Ward to be captain of the ship. Ward was often seen as a madman because he would often listen to his crew's thoughts and feelings. It didn't mean Ward would do anything about the crew's complaints, but he would certainly listen to them. Ward, similar to Sparrow, is an empathetic underdog who went into piracy not for riches, but for survival. From what I've said in the video, the romanticization of pirates is a slippery slope when you have an account like Barker's. Any inspiration from Barker's account about Captain Jack Ward in film and media leads to more romanticization of pirates, making pirates look like sympathetic and understanding people. Drawing from an outlier of an account that describes pirates as underdog who are mad, not monsters. Captain Jack Ward is the exception, not the rule when it comes to pirate captains and crew. It is important to know that because pirates should not be glorified and idolized, as most pirates were ruthless and evil people. There were pirates like Jack Ward, but they worked as privateers most of the time, like Sir Francis Drake. Speaking of Sir Francis Drake, Subject 3. Sir Francis Drake and the Golden Age of Piracy. In the primary source written by Thomas Cates, which covers Sir Francis Drake's West Indian voyage from 1588 to 1589, Cates describes Sir Francis Drake as a knight and a prince who has prepared his fleet for battle. Cates also goes in depth about why Sir Francis Drake was so skilled at a young age, with Cates stating that Sir Francis Drake started sailing at 8 or 9 years old. Cates, similar to Barker, glaze a bit of romanticization in their accounts towards the intention behind both Ward and Drake's journeys and travels. Cates paints Sir Francis Drake as a hero and adventurer, traveling in the name of heroism and selflessness. The only problem with this is that Cates' accounts is obviously biased when Cates is talking about how amazing of a pirate and adventurer Sir Francis Drake is. Now, this doesn't mean that this source is useless or I wouldn't have it in the video. In fact, Cates' historical accuracy about Drake's West Indian voyage is 100% accurate. The only thing that's biased is Cates' own opinion on Sir Francis Drake, where Cates gives Sir Francis Drake the legend treatment. This is exemplary on why the 21st century romanticizes pirates, because pirates have been romanticized since the 16th century because people confuse pirates with privateers, Sir Francis Drake being a privateer, when pirates and privateers are not the same thing. Cates' bias is like a servant being biased towards their king, or in a more modern example, a person being biased towards LeBron James. Bias towards figures and confusion between pirates and privateers is why the book The Golden Age of Piracy, The Rise, Fall, and Enduring Popularity of Pirates, edited by David C. Head, exists. This book was created by 12 scholars of piracy to reveal the truth behind the Hollywood myths of pirates in the Golden Age. It is important for books like these to exist because it aims to eliminate the bias and romanticization in pirate history, which, as shown in this video, runs rampant when studying pirate history. The book shows that Hollywood didn't romanticize pirates first, as pirates have been romanticized since the Golden Age of piracy. So what? So why is all of this important? Well, as I said towards the end of Subject 3, bias and romanticization runs rampant when studying pirate history. So, understanding these biases and primary sources explain why pirates are romanticized in the 21st century, because the source material is already romanticized as seen in Barker's and Cates' accounts. To spot the biases in the primary pirate sources is to learn, and that's what history is about. So, to conclude, the reason behind the romanticization of pirates in the 21st century is the primary sources historians wrote during the Golden Age of Piracy, glorifying and sympathizing with pirates to create a romanticized idea of pirates for a 21st century society to use, causing the real history of piracy, which should be learned, to take a back seat in our modern day.